In this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite credit card strategies out there, which is the Chase Trifecta, which relies on 3 Chase credit cards to maximize the amount of points that you can earn to travel much further than you can normally with Chase Ultimate Rewards points. This strategy is what I use to book a flight to Japan for spring break. It's what I'm using to get a business class flight from Singapore to JFK. And it's what I'm going to be using next year for my vacation to Vietnam, completely with Chase Ultimate Rewards points. I know I've talked a lot about Amex in the past on this channel, but I feel like it's about time we show Chase some love with a strategy that you can start implementing today to earn more Chase points to travel further in 2023. Let's get into it. So in a nutshell, the Chase Trifecta is the use of 3 Chase credit cards to maximize the amount of points that you're earning on every single purchase. The great thing about Chase Ultimate Rewards points is that you can transfer them from one card to another. So if you have 10,000 points on the Freedom Flex, for example, you can now move them over to, say, the Chase Sapphire Reserve to then book award travel or transfer to one of Chase's different transfer partners. Now, the great thing about this strategy is that it offers you flexibility and the ability to earn up to 5 Ultimate Rewards points for every single dollar that you are spending. If you're earning 5x for every dollar, that can drastically reduce the amount of money that you need to spend to go ahead and make an award travel redemption later on in the future. So let's go ahead and break down the 3 cards that go into this lineup. The last one is going to be an option between 2 different cards, which I'll explain later on in the video. So the first card we have in the lineup is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. The Chase Freedom Unlimited has no annual fee and has a 20,000 Ultimate Reward point sign up after spending $500 in the first few months of having the card. The way I view the Freedom Unlimited card is the catch-all card. It's the card that's great for a bunch of different uses, but is not necessarily the best one to use in every single situation. If you can't earn bonus points with the Flex or the Chase Sapphire Reserve or Preferred, which we'll break it down later, this is the card that you're going to use. You're going to earn 1.5x back for every dollar that you spend, which is not amazing, but it's better than 1 point per dollar that you would have earned with one of the other 2 cards. The way I like to use it is when I'm making online purchases, say on Amazon, or I'm making a purchase, say at Uniqlo or some other clothing store that I really like to shop at. This is the card I would pull out of my wallet and make that purchase with, because I know I'm not going to be earning bonus points with another card, so it's going to be getting me that 0.5 extra back. This is really the baseline of the trifecta, and it's kind of the glue that holds everything together. Again, if you can't think of a card that's going to earn you bonus points on that purchase, the Freedom Unlimited is going to be the one to go ahead and make it. Okay, now let's talk about the Chase Freedom Flex. The name Flex comes from its ability to earn 5x back on rotating categories every single quarter. Now, I wouldn't say this is a card I'm pulling out of my wallet every single time I'll go to make a purchase. It's going to be that niche card that you're going to use strategically whenever you're making different types of purchases at different places. Now, I would say the categories of the bonus earning are quite broad and actually are really flexible, a lot more flexible than I thought initially before I had the card. Just like the Unlimited, you're going to get a 20,000 point sign-up bonus, and you're also going to have no annual fee, which is great. But again, the main thing that you want to have this card for is those rotating 5x categories. My favorite one, and this is the one that was currently active whenever I got the card, was purchases through PayPal. Now, if you're making any purchase online, you can simply switch from going through a credit card to going through PayPal, which is funded by your credit card, if that makes sense. So you're just adding one extra step going through PayPal, but now you're earning 5x back on that purchase. This is great. I did all my online shopping for December, for Christmas, for New Year's using this card, and I earned a ton of points using it. Some of the other big categories, especially Amazon, is one that they continually roll out. I believe that's the one that's active up through June at the time of making this video in 2023. So again, everybody does online shopping, and if you're doing any online shopping, odds are you're doing it through Amazon. So again, this card is great for that. So contrary to what you might think, this card's rotating categories are actually a lot more flexible, and it'll cover a pretty wide variety of different purchases. Again, Amazon, PayPal, Walmart, Target, some of these huge brands that I know people spend a ton of money at, this card can definitely cover and get you 5x back on that. The thing I would say that's a little bit frustrating is you just have to remember to activate it every single quarter, which again is only a few months, every 3 months. And then you just have to remember, okay, Amazon is bonus category right now. So you just have to make sure you're making the purchase with that card. I know Amazon in particular, you might pick your card as your default or your favorite card, and that's gonna be the one that's automatically making purchases, especially if you click like the checkout now with one click. You want to make sure that you just switch it over to the Freedom Flex during that bonus category window, so that way you're earning 5x for every dollar that you spend to get the most use out of that card. So the third and final card in the Chase Trifecta is going to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Personally, I have the Reserve card. I cannot hold both at the same time. I found this one to be better. Since I'm in the military, I'm able to waive the annual fee. So this is definitely the card to get if you travel fairly frequently. You want the travel credit, the priority pass lounge access, and you want the ability to earn 5x on travel, 10x on hotels. Like, this is definitely the card to get. But I know I get questioned a lot, why would you choose this card over the Chase Sapphire Preferred? And let me just break down some of the differences. Again, choose your own adventure, whatever card works best for your case. Again, this has a $550 annual fee, and if you can't waive it like I can, I would definitely suggest looking into the Chase Sapphire Preferred and seeing which one is right for you. So I'm going to break down just a little bit of the differences between the two cards to maybe help you make the decision on which one is best for you. Now, honestly, the answer is probably going to be one that you're not going to be satisfied with. It really depends on your spending habits and how much you're going to be traveling. Yes, this Reserve has a higher annual fee, but there's a lot more perks and benefits baked in. You get that travel credit of $300, which can cover a ton of different things like subways, Ubers, flights, hotels, everything related to travel besides food, really. It can cover it. It can earn 5x back on flights, and it can earn 10x back on hotels, and even earn 3x back on dining, and has no foreign transaction fees, which is why it was the card I primarily used when I was traveling overseas in Singapore and Malaysia. Talked about that in a video I just posted, link down below. You're also going to be getting priority pass access as well as different traveler benefits and protections. Now let's compare that to the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now again, I do not personally hold this card, so I'm just going off of the information that I have to give you my opinion on the card and make sure you guys have all the information you need to know if it's worth it for you. So the annual fee of this card is a lot lower, $95. It earns 5x back on travel whenever you're making those purchases through the Chase portal, which is including flights, 3x on dining and certain streaming services, as well as online grocery purchases, and 2x back on all other travel, which is things like the subway or the metro. For the $95 annual fee, you're not going to be getting that travel credit. You're not going to be getting the lounge access, but again, it earns pretty good points when it comes to travel. Now, if you do plan to do some international travel, this card does waive foreign transaction fees. So that might be something you can consider when looking at the card. Now, this might get a little bit confusing, but a lot of people point to this as a reason why the Reserve is better than the Preferred. Whenever you go ahead and redeem the points through the Chase Ultimate portal, you're going to be earning 1.5 cents for every single point with the Reserve, while you only earn 1.25 cents with the Preferred. Now, I know that seems a little bit confusing. Basically, it's saying that you're going to get a little bit better value when you redeem with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. That's just a little bit of an incentive to get people to use it. But I would say, honestly, that doesn't matter because I almost never use the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal when I'm making an award redemption. What I always do is I transfer them to a different airline or hotel partner when I go ahead and make a redemption. When I flew to Japan, I transfer them to United and I book that flight. When I'm going to do my flight in December from Singapore to JFK, I transferred it to Air Canada. I almost never actually use it in the Ultimate Rewards portal.
We don't do that here.
When you transfer points to a different partner airline or hotel, those points have the same exact value. So it really doesn't matter if you're earning 1.5 cents or 1.25 cents. That is irrelevant because when you transfer them out, they have the same exact value. So again, really just boils down to what your spending habits are and how much perks and benefits you see fit and how much you really think you need. Again, $550 annual fee is pretty hefty, still lower than the Amex Platinum, but still quite large in the grand scheme of credit cards. But $95, again, you're earning about the same when it comes to travel related purchases. Again, you just don't get the travel credit or the lounge access. That's really the big difference between the two. And again, those points are worth the same because if you go ahead and use them, I highly recommend you transfer them out. I know a lot of people say, oh, I could just book it through here. It's available. It's easy. No, that's the worst way you're going to use those points. You're not going to be getting any real good value out of it. Go ahead and transfer them out to get the best value from your points. All right. Last thing I want to talk about before we close out the video, and this is the Chase 5x24 rule. I haven't really talked a lot about this in some of my other videos, but essentially what it is that you can apply for 5 credit cards, 5 hard inquiries in a period of 24 months, 2 years. If you go above that, let's say you apply for a 6th credit card and you want it to be a Chase card, you will instantly be denied.
Denied! Sit down!
For that card. And if you're looking to build the trifecta, that's 3 out of 5 right here. So you have to be really careful and know just how many cards you have an inquiry for in the last 24 months. I know for me, I was pretty strategic about how I applied for cards. I went Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and then I went for the Unlimited and then the Flex. So that was my 5x24. Now I really can't get another Chase card for at least another year as I'm waiting to go back under the 5x24 rule. Now, if you have a bunch of different credit cards like an American Airlines card, an Amex card, this can be really hard for you to get approved for these cards because again, you violated the 5x24 rule. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it is almost exclusively a Chase related thing. You'll see a bunch of data points about it online. So again, if you're trying to build a trifecta, I highly recommend you prioritize it early on in your credit card journey. That way you don't screw yourself over and lock yourself out of getting these cards for 2 years. Lastly, like I mentioned earlier, just want to hit on it one more time. You can't hold the preferred and the reserve simultaneously. Don't take the hard pull on your credit like I did because I'm an idiot and didn't know that.
Stupid.
So I just want to let you guys know that up front. And you want to be careful about how many card applications you're doing if you're going for Chase cards, because you don't want to go over 5 cards in a 24-month time span and get denied for future Chase cards. So you might be able to do it like I did, Amex card and then 3 Chase cards, boom, 5x24. And now I got the Chase Trifecta and I'm able to use it to the best of its ability to earn ultimate rewards points to travel with. All right, and that's it. There you have it. Deep dive into the Chase Trifecta, the Freedom Flex, the Freedom Unlimited, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or preferred based on whatever card works best for you. Again, you just really have to weigh how much you're going to be traveling and how much you really value the different perks and benefits versus the annual fee. The goal here is not to make you spend more money, but it's to maximize the money that you're already going to spend to earn more points so you can go ahead and redeem those for travel in the future. If you're excited about the idea of maximizing the amount of points and the amount of ability to earn points and miles and travel, go ahead and follow and subscribe for more content like this. I'll be breaking down more credit card topics like this one, and I'll even be sharing how I'm making these different award redemptions and how you guys can make similar redemptions to travel farther for cheaper or even free in 2023. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.